I now invite Mr. Suresh Lulla to deliver his welcome address. Mr. Lulla is founder and mentor of Kimpro Consultants.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to QualTech Prize 2017 Finals, our 29th. I've been chatting with several of you on your tables, and I've tried to get across a message. The QualTech Prize competition has its seeds with a conversation with Dr. Duran. And Dr. Duran, I hope you all know him, the quality guru, was helping me create an awareness for quality in India. He said if you want to look ahead, you need to work with the middle management of an organization, the backbone of any organization. It is this backbone that doesn't get any recognition. They're forgotten. So can you create a platform which is exclusively for middle management? Now, when you look around, you're going to see it is an event of middle managers making presentations, and you will see that there is no big daddy sponsoring the event. You have sponsored the event through your registration fee. It is completely a middle management event. Now, there's a lot to be said about teaching, evangelizing, but nothing succeeds more than learning. And built into the process is a degree of learning. The learning at the examiner level. How many of you are examiners? Can I have a hand count? Did you learn? There's a degree of benchmarking, cross-industry benchmarking. You get ideas. Why can't I do this in my organization? There's learning for the participants, and I hope there's learning also for our judges. Our judges are veterans in the space, and I do hope you go back with, forget the prizes, that I learned something. That is the objective of QualTech Prize. It is also the objective to build the skills for a future leader. What are the attributes of a leader? A facilitator, a catalyst, basically, enabling others to do successfully, a coach, a counselor, a trainer, a recognizer, and a storyteller. In the minimum time, through a story, they will give you a message. I want you to think of a leader you admire. Each of you in your own mind, think of someone. I would bet that at least 70% of you will give this answer, that that leader is a good listener. Is that right? They teach you speaking, reading, screaming in school. They don't teach you listening. And this is a soft skill that has to be cultivated by middle managers. And the art of listening calls for things like clarifying, confirming, and so on. It helps you in dealing with resistance in a situation. It helps you do corrective actions with people and even give positive feedback. Now, our ambition is that we are providing some of the inputs for future leaders. Who are the customers for QualTech Prize? Middle management. Managers who solve chronic problems. Chronic being different to sporadic. We are not looking for the firefighters. You're looking for fire prevention department. Go to the root cause, resolve the problem. These projects improve process efficiencies in manufacturing and non-manufacturing processes. They reduce the degree of customer dissatisfaction. Mind you, I'm careful with my choice of words. They reduce the degree of dissatisfaction. They design innovative solutions for remedies of problems, and they design innovative offerings for customers. Why do you exist? Because you have a customer. Right? Who defines quality? Customer. Who's the final inspector? Customer. Who pays your salary? Are you getting the message? Quality is a customer-driven subject. And if you have any other definition for it, you are in the wrong space. Now, what is happening to this customer? This customer, from being a human entity, is becoming a digital customer. I can do my airline reservations now without going to an agent. I can do my banking without going to the bank. Dealing with a digital customer is a completely different exercise. They don't give you any prior feedback or warning that I'm dropping you. They don't give you any warning and go on to social media and damn you. It's a different world. And the sooner we understand that we are in every space to some degree or not, if not completely, moving towards digital customer. That is a reality. Do you agree? Are we all moving towards digital customers? And it's hell of a different proposition. All these projects that we're working on, they end up reducing waste in a process, which means rework, scraps, etc. They reduce the warranty costs of processes. We make a budget for warranty. Why? Because we will make mistakes. But when you make a more reliable process, warranty costs go down. And cycle times of processes are crashing. With this, costs are coming down. At the same time, if you are able to design and launch an offering that satisfies a customer faster than your competition, you'll get market share. And you may even be able to demand a premium price for a while. Your top line goes up. Overall, to be competitive, you need to be innovative about design, which means you need to understand your customer faster, better, cheaper than anybody else. And you need to work within your organization, freeing your processes from deficiencies to reduce costs. Both will add up to making you more competitive. Ultimately, the report card of your top management is profit and loss. And unless you can find traceability there, it won't happen. All these projects create knowledge. So what is the difference between data and information? Data, when processed with tools, quality tools, becomes information. Information, when applied, and the lessons learned, becomes knowledge. What we are seeing here is application. There is an abundance of knowledge floating in this room, and we need to capture this knowledge. I'd like to draw your attention to your handout, to the inside back cover. To the inside back cover. Have I got it right? Can some of you just show me what it is? Yeah, I'm referring to that. Kimbro is going one step ahead now in creating a knowledge bank. And this knowledge bank would help you put your projects on steroids. You'll be able to do them faster, better, cheaper, and different. What is the most underemployed asset in an organization? The knowledge resident in the people. How much of your knowledge is actually being used by the organization? A fraction. We need to find ways of channelizing this knowledge and enabling us to become the first in the field, faster, better, cheaper, different. So we are in a service session today. Yesterday was manufacturing. Why don't we mix it all up? It's difficult because the principles of quality management differ. And who makes it different? The customer. In manufacturing, you receive the output of a process. And the customer only looks at the output. to decide which car they are buying, which air conditioner, which fabric, which garment, which toothpaste. In a service, it's more difficult. The customer is part of your process. And the customer has multiple moments of truth. And you fail on one, and you're doomed. You're being tested many, 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 many times. It's more difficult to manage for quality in services. It's even more difficult when human life is at stake. Some of the processes of an airline, the processes in a hospital, when human life is at stake, the chances for any deviation are close to zero. Tougher. The hardest is education. The customer lingers on for so many years. And the more you teach the customer, the more their needs. And they keep changing. How many institutions look for customer satisfaction in an educational institution? They make assumptions about what's good for you. Do they interact with you to know what your needs are, your aspirations? I want a good job at the end of it. Are you preparing me for a great job? What do companies do when they recruit? They make this new recruit unlearn everything they learned in their business schools and learn new skills. And amongst the skills is how to define a problem. You know, we are solving problems that nobody wants a solution to. Do you know what the real problems of the organization are? Do you know how to define them in a depersonalized way? Do you know how to define them without implying the cause or the solution? Think of it. It's a very mature skill, how to define a problem. And if you have inherited a problem that you have solved, and it's come from top management, hopefully it has links to business strategy. It's got deployed through the strategic planning route. For all of you present here in the finals, it doesn't matter whether you get a trophy or not, you are already a winner. You made it here. You made it into the booklet. You are winners already. You've gone through an examination process that is very robust and depersonalized. Each of you have been assessed by 5 examiners, and each examiner has assessed 5. So there's an internal benchmarking and calibration going on in the scoring. So I congratulate all of you who have made it to the finals. Thank you. Our examiners are meticulous. It's not easy to go past that toll gate. They take great pains to understand what the project is all about, the structured methodology, and so on. A big thank you to all the examiners. And of course, the judges here. We have qualitists, as I call them, who have been known to me for a long, long time. And it's a privilege that you have accepted to be our judges. May I introduce Mr. Jitendra Agarwal from HDFC Life and Manjula Mani from Jet Airways, Dr. Hariharan, whom I've known from in many avatars, including Otis, Jet Airways, independent consultant, lawyer, philosopher, teacher. Umesh Dand, who runs a management consulting firm, and Praveen Arora, also an independent consultant who runs a firm. They all know problem solving. And they're going to be tough judges. Do I have time? I'd like to leave some concept with you. And it's always good to see a situation from a different window. You've all heard of product life cycle? You've heard the term product life cycle? The x-axis is time, the y-axis is sales. And there are 4 bands in this. The first is introduction, when the sales are picking up. Growth, when the sales go all the way up. Maturity, when competition comes and levels out where you are in the market. And decline, all products, services have at some stage to fade out. In the introductory phase, we need research and development and innovation. We get market feedback, and we have the luxury of time, or we believe we have the luxury of time. In the growth phase, the sales team takes over. You need outlets, distribution, warehouses, branches. Get as close to the customer as you can. Maturity, you need marketing for survival. And what in marketing? Essentially, customer-centric, product, place, promotion, price. From a qualitist point of view, add 2 more P's, process and people. And then you have decline, where you have the hatchet man, the cost accountant come and reduce all unnecessary costs as seen from a financial perspective. Now, all this luxury, we've lived with this in the auto industry, in the steel industry, in banking, traditional banking, in the hotel industry, and we worked with improvement. We called it continual improvement, incremental change. Make the habit of quality improvement. Some of you call it continual quality improvement, right? Make a habit of incremental change. Very left brain. Most of which can now be also supported with mini tabs, so your left brain is also not needed now. But the reality is that we are now working with digital customers. And the product life cycle has taken this shape. Introduction has moved before time zero, before you launch. It's moved. You can't launch and say, I'm still trying it out. You have to be reliable and perfect. There's the growth phase, which you have to strategize well in advance and come with a bang. Maturity and costing. Selling is online. Marketing is online. We are in a different world. This very product life cycle is going to shrink further and further. Your break-even points are going to come shorter and shorter. Your payback periods have to be 10 days, 15 days, 20 days. And yet you have to invest more and more in development. So where is the accent of quality moving? It's moving to the design phase. Build quality into the design. We are not looking at checking quality in the process. You all have terms like checker, inspector in your various processes. They're going to be dinosaurs pretty soon. You either do it or you fail. It's going to be a very, very competitive world. And I urge you to make note of this. Consequently, innovation has to come to the front. Next year, I do hope that we will have 50% from improvement and 50% from innovation. Because innovation is still not completely understood. We tend to call a breakthrough in improvement and innovation. That is a breakthrough in improvement. Innovation is creative. The foundation is ideation. And when you harvest these ideas and convert it into a solution, that is innovation. Are we using the right brain? That's another underemployed asset of your organization. The knowledge and the creativity resident in people is the most underemployed asset. Finally, all assets in an organization depreciate. But there is one asset that appreciates. That's the human asset. For that human asset to appreciate, they need to be breathing innovation. That is the tomorrow. Thank you all very much, and I wish you all success. You are winners anyway, as I've said, but let's see what the judges feel in terms of prioritizing. Thank you.